And in Syria, thousands of civilians and military personnel whose limbs were marred during the war receive free medical services offered by state institutions and non-governmental associations in several centers set up during the years of war. The civilian institution Kutwa, or STEP in English, is an example of this humanitarian work. Let's find out more in this story.
Nearly 2,000 injured soldiers and civilians were able to recover their physical and motor skills after receiving prostheses and physiotherapy at the specialized center Kutwa. A work carried out by volunteers comprising specialists, experts, technicians, and national doctors in the midst of enormous difficulties caused by the European and U.S. blockade imposed on Syria. About 2,000 amputees have benefited from our work since 2014 to this day, and we really aspire to help more people. But unfortunately, the resources we have are limited and the difficulties we face are many due to the blockade that we denounce. It limits our ability to offer this free service to all those who need it, and we regret there are many. The Western blockade affects all aspects of life, including our work, because in addition to the quality of the raw materials we need for the manufacture of prostheses, it negatively affects their costs since we cannot import them directly, which raises their price and delays their arrival in the country, and therefore our work. And all this is a consequence of the unjust sanctions. The Kutwa institution, through its centers in the Damascus Field, Dera, and Tartus governorates, as well as through its outpatient teams, provides amputees with services that include the fabrication and fitting of prostheses, repair and rehabilitation, physical and motor therapy, and physiopsychological support. This work has helped thousands of amputees to improve their sensory and physical condition, and consequently to recover the normal course of their lives, for which they are grateful.
Our work is of a humanitarian nature, seeking to help amputees to radically change their lives and overcome their disabilities so that they may lead a normal life without the help of others. And this makes us feel very good and encourages us to continue with this humanitarian work.
Before installing the artificial legs in this center, I could not exercise my life and had many difficulties to do the most simple and elementary things. But now, thanks to the workers in this center, I have managed to install the prostheses and adapt to them, and now I went back to having a normal life. I'm even working, and I have a business that I am managing like any other person without physical disabilities. The limb feeding process goes through specific steps that begin with the patient's admission to the center for a specialized team to determine the required sizes for their prosthesis, and then move on to fabrication and fitting, followed by intensive physiotherapy and motor rehabilitation sessions. A comprehensive work carried out by multiple non-governmental organizations such as the Kutwa Association in support of the management of state institutions in this field.
teleSUR, Damascus, Syria.